we already understand that this is what our ancestors lived through and went through, right? But what we're reading about right now is speaking to a specific people.
Deuteronomy 29:1.
Bring it out.
These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make children of Israel.
All these things that we're reading right now out of the Holy Bible is talking to the children of Israel. But yet, our ancestors lived through these things. You understand? Our ancestors verbally expressed these different things right through the mouths of our grandfathers or our great-grandfathers or our great-grandmothers. You understand? Because they told it from generation to generation the things that they went through. Right? So that would help us get the sense and understanding that what? We're the same people, correct? We're reading about this in the Bible. Meditating on the facts that our ancestors went through the same things that would make us the same people because we went through the same things. So that would necessarily mean that, okay, hold on. I understand that this is what society calls me, Mexican, right? Or even in my case, an American Black or African American. But guess what? Most like God called me something different. Because he called my ancestors something different. And I am what my ancestors are. Right? So you would be an Israelite, brother, the tribe of Israel. That's just one prophecy out of many, you understand, that will break down and give people sense and understanding as to why we call the categorization of the Israelites being God's chosen people. Does that make sense, brother? You get a respect our flyer, our ninja line, right? We got a flyer, we always go back to that. There's some YouTube on the back of it, right? You can always watch more videos with the same exact dialogue that we have with any of the videos. All right, man? All right. Right? Again, like I said, it's a beautiful thing, man. To sit there and watch our people get healed, you understand, and to reap the benefits of being enlightened, you understand, with the understanding of the scriptures to come. Right? It's a beautiful thing, man. Right? Because, like I said, man, it doesn't always have to be through a apothecary. It doesn't always have to be through a physician, man, that our people have to get healed, man. Right? It's not always through surgery. It's not always through the diet transition. It's not. Sometimes, hey, man, it's just words, man. That's gonna sit there and heal a man. Right? Sometimes you have words of exhortation, you understand? Prayer, you understand? Which essentially is just you bidding with words, you understand? You're bidding with words to the Most High, asking him to receive of something, or you're asking for somebody else to receive of something. Right? Let me get that real quick. James said, prayer of righteousness.
James chapter 5, verse number 16, it reads thus.
Bring it out.
Confess your faults one to another.
Confess your faults one to another.
And pray one for another.
Right?
That ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man.
All right, hey, be safe out here.
It says confess your faults one to another. And pray for one another.
What's that? What?
And pray for another.
Right, what?
That ye may be healed.
That what?
He may be healed.
You gotta sit there and speak, you understand, in prayer, you understand, through the meditations of your thoughts and everything of that nature. Confessing your faults, you understand, asking for a man to be healed, asking for the benefits of prudence, you understand, of charity, of love, of compassion, of strength, to be added into a particular brother, you understand, and that's what's going to heal that man. It adds virtue into that man, adds strength into that man. You sit there and pray for your brothers, you pray for your sisters, right? So it's a beautiful thing. What is that? Let me get that with you.
It says, Elias was a man subject to passion, and he prayed earnestly, and it might not rain.
What?
And it might not rain.
Why you say pray earnestly, man? Right? You say you have to be faithful in your prayer, man, and in your conversation, man. Right? You have to sit there and wholeheartedly believe that what? A lot of the times when our people are struggling or down bad, whatever the case may be, right? When you pray for that man, when you have a conversation with that man to exhort him and to build him up, you have to believe that he actually can get out of that situation, man. You have to believe that he can actually sit there and get much greater than what he has got, man. Right? This is the mindset that you have to sit there and have, not only for your brothers, but for yourself as well. Right? If you don't believe that you can actually attain something or get it, you understand, you're not going to sit there and receive it, man. Right? Because you're wavering in your faith. Right? So,
Bring it out.
Death and life are in the
Power of the
He
tongue.
said what?
Death and life are in the power of the tongue,
Read on.
and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
See that, man? It is that.
Lots of candy in there
Life
before.
and power of the tongue. That's the chief thing at the end of the day. The life that lies within your tongue, right? And that's the reason why the Lord sent His servants out here to what? To preach unto our people, man. Because He understands that what? There's life that proceeds out of our lips, man, when we speak out of His book. Go to the book of Ezekiel chapter 37 real quick, right? Let me see what it is. Start at verse number 5.
Ezekiel 37 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
Thus said the Lord God unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you.
It said what?
I will
Cause breath to enter into you,
and ye shall live.
And what?
and you shall live.
You understand that breath, that same breath that we use to speak, man, is the same breath that would sit there and heal them, man. Because we understand that what we speak, the words that we speak is not of our own, man. Right? When we speak the words that we speak, we come out of the Bible, man. Right? We break down the scriptures, you understand, we give the sense and the understanding just as He commanded us to do in the book of Habakkuk, man. Right? Make it plain upon us.
So long, man.
Understand? And that's the same breath that they received to what? To be healed, man, and restored into that life, man. Right? To receive that restoration, man, in totality, man. Right? So we say all praises to the Most High, like I said, every time we get the chance to talk to our brothers and to our sisters, man, we actually get to reason with them and give them something to, marinate, you understand? Something to kind of sit on their mind and simmer, man. Right? To where as though they can go back to it later on and continue to indulge in, right, in righteousness. Right? But with that, we get Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 14. Check. Amen.
Ezekiel 22 and 14.
Bring it out.
Can thy heart endure?
Is that what?
Can thy
Heart endure.
Go ahead.
Or can thy hands be strong in the days that I shall deal with thee?
Right? And you got to sit there and, again, you got to continue to look inwardly, man, and actually ask yourself, get us 2 Corinthians 13 and 5 real quick to close off on that. Right? But you got to ask yourself and look, first and foremost, you got to look inwardly, man. You have to examine yourself. You have to prove your thoughts. Prove yourself, you understand? Hey, am I going to be able to sit there and actually uphold my strength, the strength that I have right now? Am I going to be able to reflect this in the times that the Lord should deal with me, man? In the times of that tribulation, in the times of distress, in the times of peril, in the times of famine, man? In the times of my family being weak, man? In the times of which my brother is weak, man? He's fallen down and smitten to the ground, man? And I got to sit there and display strength to encourage this brother, man? I got to continue to pray for this brother, man. I got to continue to sit there and donate. You understand, whatever I can to help this brother out, whatever the case may be, right? And even the same for a sister, right? You gotta ask yourself, hey, can I reflect these things later on when it truly matters? It's all good, you understand, when you can sit there and you can fast, you can pray, you can give alms, right? While you have the ability to do such, you understand, in the times of the cool of the day, right? But can you do it in the heat of the day, man? When everything really turns up, man? When that heat really starts to get hot, man, right? Read on, or read this real quick.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13, and verse 5.
Bring it out.
Examine yourself.
Is that what?
Examine yourselves.
Whether ye be in the faith.
Right? Do you have the faith that it takes, man? Right? Are you truly building that up for the times that the Lord is going to deal with us, man? Right? And put us through true affliction and turmoil and distress, man. Right? And derision, man. Right? Might sit there and be so damn hungry, right? You start damn what's the word, man? Hallucinate. Yeah, hallucinate, man. Right? Now you can't even see things for what they truly are anymore, man. Right? Are you gonna be able to have enough faith to sit there and continue to endure, man? To continue to call upon the Most High, man. Right? To be humble enough to sit there and ask for help when you need it, man. Right? These are the things that we ought to practice, man, right now while we have the opportunity. So this way, it's natural when we get into these situations, these jams, these sticky, situations where we're stuck in between straits, man. It's natural. It's just a reaction, you understand, to a degree, man. A natural reaction to where it's no what? We do the things which we're supposed to, man. Right, finish up.
It says, prove yourself. Know ye not your own self? How Yahweh Mashiach is in you.
Right.
It said ye be reprobate.
See, don't you know the power that lies within you, man? Right? You got to sit there and continue to call upon that power and your strength, man. In the times of goodness and in the times of, you understand, being caught down and out, man. Right? You got to sit there and have a balance to be able to what? Call upon the Lord while He is near, you understand, and while He is far, man. Right? But with that, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to the next mighty powerful speaker. I'm going to say, come here, Charlotte.
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 Calling all praise to the Most High God, Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushua, right, we are for the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, trying to bid them back to the marriage and understand that we live in the last days and telling them, right, who we are according to the Bible. Right, the brother, right, he taught mighty through the Spirit, right, because the tongue does have power, right, and we have to use that to our advantage, right, in these last days. That's how we bid our food back to the marriage, by giving them wise exhortation, right. Let me get that back in Proverbs 18, verse 21, right. Let me get the book of Proverbs 12, verse 18. Right, because our forefathers, right, they knew how to use their tongue, right, to win over souls, right. They understand, right, during troublous times, right, different spirits can come up and arise against man and woman, right. With that spirit, the spirit of fear, right. And once you have the words of exhortation in the book of comfort, you'll be able to win those souls back and be able to comfort their spirit so they won't go wither away, right. So read this, okay.
Proverbs 18 and verse 21.
Bring it out.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
It says death and life are in the power of the tongue.
Right.
Right? A man and a woman can spew out death right from their tongue. Right? Which is one of the wickedest members of your body. Also, like it say in the book of James, right, the 5th chapter. Right? Who can tame, right, the tongue of a man or a woman? Right? That's why you got to be careful what you say to certain people, right? Because it can hurt them. Right? It can break them down. Right? But we want to build our people up, right, using, right, these words of life. Right, we don't?
The power of the tongue, and the
Power of the tongue.
And they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
And that's who gonna eat the fruit of life, right? Using, right, the power of the tongue, right? What's that cheap power coming from? Let me get the book of Hebrews 4, verse 2 and 2, right? I'm about to show you, right, what's that cheap power coming from the Bible, right? Thus said the Lord.
Hebrews 4 and 12.
Bring it out.
The word of God.
For the word of God
is quick.
is quick.
And powerful. And sharper than a two-edged sword.
Quick, powerful, and sharper than a two-edged sword. Right? And that's what our chief weapon of war is. Right? We don't believe in guns, weapons of the white man. Right? We believe in the words, right, of the comforter and the counselor. Right? The words of the divine power. Right? That's chiefly how we're going to go to war in these last days.
Right.
We got angels, right? You can't run about us where no thing, right? No man, no woman can harm us if it is of the Lord. Right? And we truly believe it. Right? Read on, King.
God. Two-edged sword piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints of marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Right? He knows the thoughts and the intents of the heart. Right? What's that in Matthew 12 verse 35, if I'm mistaken? Right? It will come out I think it's Matthew the 7th chapter. Right? It will come out the belly of a man. Right? That's what the man is. Right? A man can be known by his fruits and the things that he's saying. Right? A man can be known, right, by his actions, right, amongst righteous men. That's why we have spiritual discernment, because we are men of the Lord. While we understand when somebody not in the spirit, he has a spirit, right, that's possessing this vessel, possessing his soul, as a right. Alright, you got
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, Proverbs chapter 10, verse number 21.
Bring it out.
The lips of the righteous,
the what?
The lips
So
of
the righteous
feed many.
Feed what?
feed many.
Right. That's the right precept. It says the lips of the righteous feed many. And that's what we do. Right? We feed the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right.
We feed them, right, with food of the Bible. Right? Let me get Isaiah, hold that, right, I want that. Let me get Isaiah 55 verse 1. We feed them, right, with food of the Bible. Right? We got manna, right, for brothers and sisters who actually want to come learn about their heritage and who they are according, right, to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And not eat, right, the food and lies, right, of the white man. Let me get Hosea 4 verse 1 also. Right?
Isaiah 55 and verse 1. Ho, everyone that thirsteth.
It says, ho, everyone that thirsteth. Right? every man, every black, Hispanic, and Native American man that thirsteth, right, after righteousness, what the Lord say?
Come ye to the waters.
From what?
Come ye to the waters.
Come ye to the waters. And we have the living waters, right? We have the waters that a man and a woman should want to drink all day and every day, right? Will quench, right, the spiritual thirst, spiritual quencher, right? Read on.
Come ye to the waters, and he that have no money.
And he what?
And he that have no money.
And he that have no money, right? Read.
Come ye, buy and eat.
It says, he that have no money, come ye, right, buy and eat. Right? You don't have to have physical money, right, to get salvation from Jesus Christ, right? Yahweh Shah, right, of the Bible. Right? You don't have to have physical money, right, to be redeemed, right, from the cares of this world. Right? From the things, right, that truly, right, and sincerely, right, that you need according to the Bible, right? We got it right here, right, in the KJV. Right? But our people, they don't want to hear, right, the words of the Lord. Right? But we still gonna push it right down their throat. We get Ezekiel 2 verse 5. Right? Keep on reading, King.
Come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price.
Without price. Right? And this is the milk. Right? This is the wine.
Right.
This is the meat that we all need. Right? To be able, right, to stand strong in the days to come. Right? What a man think, right, so is he. Right? So when you really actually meditate, right, and actually obtain, right, the words of this book, right, that's when you come strong, right, mentally, right, and spiritually, right, and it's going to overweigh the, right, the physical aspect of it, right. You don't need to be physically strong to get the kingdom of heaven, right. You have to know, right, what the Lord told us that we have to do, right. Right, you have to understand what the Lord said we have to physically do, and it tell you right there in the Beatitudes in book of Matthew, right, the 5th chapter, right, he gave us blessings and curses, right, all throughout the Bible, right, it tells us, right, blessings and curses, right, look at this, the Indian fest, right, Elam, right, so you got a king.
Call this the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2 and verse 5. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
Whether what?
Or whether they will forbear.
It says whether they hear or whether they will forbear. Right? The Lord still commanded us to come out here. Right? There's still went over that one soul that actually is yearning, right, for righteousness. Right, read?
For they are a rebellious house.
But they are a rebellious house.
That's what we know our people has to be, a rebellious house. Right? The people that don't want to listen. Right? Our people that don't want to follow, right, the ways of the Lord, right? Until it's time for judgment day. Right? Until it's time to get judged. Right? Until the Lord, right, sent his only begotten son, right, to destroy America. And that's when our people want to learn, right, the way of righteousness. Right? Let me get that right quick in Isaiah 26 verse 5. Right? That's when our people going to actually want to follow, right, the ways of the Lord. But it's going to be too late. Right? The Lord is not going to have delight, right, in those souls, right? Because you frustrate the grace spirit the Lord gave to us. Right, as a memorial, right, to tell us, right, the things, right, of what's gonna come, right, to Babylon the Great, right, which is death and destruction, right. Hey, brother, I like your tuxedo, brother. You got 2 minutes for God, 30 seconds for God, brother. Take a flyer at least. Take a flyer, right. All right, brother, you be safe, kid. You looking nice though. Right, what's up, family? I got 2 minutes for God. Take a flyer for y'all brothers. All right, y'all be safe. We need Hebrew Israelites. Right, God tells the people. Right, so keep read on this, king. Isaiah 26 verse 5.
Isaiah chapter 26 verse 5.
Right.
For he bringeth down them that dwell on high.
What?
He bringeth down them that dwell on high.
He said he bringeth down them that dwelleth right on high. Who dwelleth on high? Right, the Edomites. Right, the so-called white man is the one that dwelleth on high right now. But the Lord said he gonna bring down, right, these prideful men. Right, read.
The lofty city, he layeth it low.
He layeth it low.
He layeth it low even to the ground. He bringeth it even to the dust. The foot shall tread it down, even the feet of the poor and the steps of the needy. The way of the just is uprightness.
The what?
The way of the just is uprightness.
The way of the just is uprightness. Right? What's uprightness? Following God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? Having faith, right, in Yahweh Shah. Read on.
Thou must most upright dost weigh the path of the just. Yea, in the way of thy judgments, O Lord, have we waited for thee.
Have we waited for thee.
The desire of our soul is to thine aid, and to the remembrance of thee. With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early.
Right, it says, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. Right, and we seek the Lord early in the morning. As soon as we wake up, we give all glory and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Right, we give thanks to the Lord for waking us up right this morning, which He didn't have to do. Right, we give thanks to the Lord. We keep blessing us in the land of our captivity. Right, that's why the Lord get all right praises, glory, and honor. Right, read.
God, read on. It says, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth. For when
thy judgments are in the earth.
Right, it says when thy judgments are in the earth. Right, when the plagues actually touch America, right, such as famine, right, such as war, right, such as seditions, right, such as giving up, right, your own people giving you up, right, to these different counselors, right, such as betrayal, right, all these things actually come to America, right, what then, King?
It says the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness.
It says the inhabitants, right, of the world, right, will learn righteousness. Right, that's when, right, the Israelites, right, will actually get it. Understand, right, the prophets of the Lord was sent to warn you about these days, right, that you have to see, right, with your own eyes. Right, let me get right quick, right, I'm gonna get back on topic with the tongue, right. Let me get right quick, Amos, right, verse number 6. Read on the step.
Book of Amos, chapter 3, and verse number 6.
Bring it out.
Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Israel, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
The Lord said He's not going to turn away the punishment of the Israelites, right? The punishment of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? Because you don't want to listen, right? You don't want to turn from your wicked ways, right? You don't want to hear the ways of righteousness, right? You don't want to leave out Babylon the Great and leave from your oppressors, the so-called white man and white woman, the Chinese man and Chinese woman, right? So what's going to happen?
Because they sold the righteous for silver and the poor for a pair of shoes. The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse number 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city?
Shall a trumpet be blown in the city?
Shall a trumpet be blown in the cities? Right, the Lord said, come out here and cry aloud. Right, He said, right, the Lord said, come out here and cry aloud, right? Tell our people, right, their transgressions, right? Tell them what they err, right, according to the Bible. Right. Tell them what they have to do, right, to get everlasting life. Right, tell them, right, who they are according to the Bible. Like, hey, sisters, I got 2 minutes for God. Give me 30 seconds. Right, 10 seconds. Right, tell our sisters that we are Hebrew Israelites. Right, we God's chosen people. Right, the daughters of Zion, the perfection of beauty. Right? But they don't want to hear us. They don't want to listen. Right? They don't actually want to hear the Bible. Right? The when you want to hear the Bible, do you believe in God? You believe in Jesus Christ? What color was He? Right? Read on.
God, it reads, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city?
What?
Shall there be evil in the city?
That's what we're going into. Right? Shall there be evils in the cities? Right, you literally gonna see America going down right before your eyes, evils, right, that no man on this earth have ever seen before. Right, all throughout, right, Indiana, right, Baltimore, right, New York, California, Chicago, wherever you at, right, you will see evils in your cities, right, and they will arise, right, in the days to come, right, because this is prophecy, right, written in the Bible, right, from the beginning of time, it's been declared, right, thus say Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Right? And the Lord is showing you His right hand, right now as He speaks. Right? Let me get Isaiah, right, 13 verse 13. Let me get Isaiah 13 verse 13. Right?
Isaiah 13 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
Therefore I will shake the heavens.
Now what?
I will shake the heavens.
The Lord say, therefore I will shake the heavens. Right? That means He will bring death and destruction, right, upon the heavens that we living upon. Right? Upon America, aka Babylon the Great. Right? And all throughout the world. Right, read?
And the earth shall remove.
In the what?
And the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of the Spirit's anger. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people.
And that's what we're going to do. While we're going to turn to our own people, turn to our own nation, right? Turn to the Israelites, right? And a lot of people are going to try to turn to the prophets, right? But the Lord's going to take us off the streets, right? And you have to turn, right, to these unprofane, uncircumcised men. You got to turn to the white man, right, for understanding. But the Lord said He gonna destroy that understanding from off the earth, right? And that's when we gonna be like man to go. But the Lord gonna hide us like He hid Jeremiah and Baruch, right? So read on, okay?
Shall there be evil in his city, and the Lord hath not done it? Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but He reveals the secret unto His servants, the prophets.
Right, and He revealeth His secrets to us, and we reveal our secrets, right, to our nation, to our people, right, telling them, right, through the Spirit, right, who we are, telling them through the Spirit, right, the politics of the Lord, telling them through the Spirit, right, the way of salvation, right, telling them through the Spirit, right, leave those Christianity churches, right, leave, right, the religion of man and follow the heritage, right, of the Heavenly Father, right, follow the heritage, right, of your God, right, of your King, right, because the Lord gave us, right, a heritage that's only for us and no other nation, right, and that's the beautiness of serving Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, right, it says in the book of Deuteronomy 4 verse 4, right, and He was giving out the laws, right, He said, I gave you a law, Israel, right, but our people, right, they didn't want to keep it, so what? Now we get cursed, right, now we in a lowly state. Right now we're getting judged, right, for the iniquities of our forefathers. And what happens, and what's the cause of that? Right, let's get Lamentations, right, 5, verse number 2.
Lamentation 5 and 2. Our inheritance.
Our inheritance.
Our inheritance, right? Right, the things that the Lord gave, right, to the 12 tribes of Israel in the book of Numbers, right, read on.
It's turned to strangers.
It's what?
It's turned to strangers.
Turned to strangers. It's turned to our chief enemy, Amalek, the Jewish man. They're the ones that's in our land, inhabiting a land that was given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? That land was given to the 12 tribes of Israel. But since we want to not keep the Lord's commandments, right, and do idol worship, right, the Lord kicked us out that land, right, and gave it to a perverse nation. Right, read on.
Our houses to aliens.
Our what?
Our houses to
And
aliens.
we're alienated. Right, if I said that right. Right, we're in another man's land. Right? Let me get, I'm gonna come out precepts. Right, let me get Baruch. Right, 3, right, verse number 7. Right, yeah, Baruch 3, verse number 7. Right, let me 10. Right, we're in another man's land. Right, this land, right, was not given up onto, right, the Black Hispanic Native Americans. Right, the Hispanics was never supposed to come over here. Right, but they did because it is prophecy. But we chiefly was given, right, all that land mass of Israel. Right? And that's chiefly what we got to get back to. Right, you got it, King.
Luke chapter 3 verse 10. It reads, how happened it that Israel?
How happened this Israel? Right, how is these things has happened, right, that we're in a land, right, with no milk and no honey. Right, no palm trees. Right, no fresh fruits. Right, no brotherly love. Right, a land full of wickedness. Right, full of idolatry, right, full of black on black crime, right, getting chewed on by our oppressors, right, getting killed in the streets for what? Right, read.
How happened it that Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxing old, that
Thou art waxing old
in a strange country.
In a strange country. The Lord said we're waxing old, growing old in a strange country. This is a strange place, right, to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, King David, King Solomon, all our righteous kings, right? Even the wicked kings.
Right.
Right, this will be a strange land, right, to all those men and women. Judith, right? Esther, right? They wouldn't know nothing about America. They wouldn't know how to, well, actually they would, right? Because we all Yasha Allah, right? But they wouldn't want to live over here, right? This land, right, is really, and that's why we doing so bad in this land. We was never ever supposed to prosper. We came over here, right, to serve out, right, bondage and slavery, right, serve out a punishment. But the Lord said, right, when our punishment up, right, the people who punish us is going to get punished. Right, the book of Lamentations, right, 4 verse 21. And we truly believe that, right, and our punishment is about to be up for the ones who turn back, right, and it's time for the white man to go through all the things that we have to go through, right, because they follow the afflictions, right, of the Israelites, right, so they have to, right, get booked on the backside, right. Hey, what's up, bro? Right, hey, y'all got 30 seconds for God right quick. Give me 10 seconds. Y'all sure? Alright. Alright, brother. Y'all be safe with the Hebrew Israelites. Alright. Hey, what's up? What's up, kings? Kings of the earth. Alright, you got 2 minutes for God. 30 seconds for God. It might be ham and cheese.
Nah, that's Jake.
Hey, Jake. Alright, so you gotta get
There is. That thou art waxen old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead.
They are defiled with the dead. Right? And the Lord saying in Proverbs 24th chapter, right, we're amongst the congregation of the dead. Right? We're literally walking in the valley of the shadow of death. Right? Because the people don't have the breath of life that was given unto us. Right? To be able to be governors, king, and princes, right, walking the face of the earth. Right? That's how we amongst the dead. Right? But once you're once, these righteous souls, that's when you truly become alive. Right? We get that record in Job, right? 27 verse 3. Right? That's what I'm going to get back to.
The book of Job.
Job 27 verse 3. All the while my breath is in me, and the Spirit of God is in my nostril.
I need my fault. I need 13 verse.
Job 33 verse 4.
You know,
It reads, the Spirit of God
What?
Spirit of God.
have made me.
The Spirit of God have made me. Right? The Spirit of God, right, made, right, the Israelites, right? The ones who's coming out here and preaching. Right? The Spirit of God is what woke us up. The Spirit of God is what brought us back, right, to serving, right, the ways of the Lord.
Right.
The Spirit of God have made me in the breath of, like in the breath of the Almighty.
In the what?
In the
Breath of the Almighty.
That's what the Lord gave to Adam. Right? He breathed in him the breath of life. Like it said in the book of Genesis, 2nd chapter. Right? Just like he gave to us the breath of life. Right? Hey, family, I got 2 minutes for God, 30 seconds for your brothers. Yeah, y'all two right there. You got 30 seconds for God.
Got 2 fish right here too.
Right? Come here, King. Come here, brother. You gonna come? Yeah, he coming. I'll pray for the most side. Hopefully he coming. Alright. What's your name? Ron. Ron Ortiz? Yeah. What's up, big bro? Other looking fly with that Nike Tech, all black forces. Oh, you ain't no good. I'm just playing.
Nah.
The guy, brother. I'll pray to the Most High, right? So, according to the Bible, trying to tell people who they are, according, right, to God. Right? If I was to ask you, what's your name, King? Jay? If I was to ask you why your nationality, King, what would you say? You a God? Why? Well, you are a God, but that's not really a nationality. A nationality is like somebody you come from, right? Like
Bloodline.
Today's time it would be like a race. Like if you was to fill out a job application, like what would you put in? Right. It's a good question. You don't know? Right. Well, would you say you're African American? Huh? You're not. Right? You can't be. It's the name of 2 white men. Right? Leo, Skipper, Africanus, and American Vespucci. So we can't be African American. So we gotta be black, right? Right, so you believe you black. Right, so now us being black man, right, so-called, right, can you speak the language black? Can you go to the landmass called black? Are you the same color as your fly Nike Tech? Then how can we be black, brother?
Good question.
But you said at first you didn't know, so that's good, right? Because as man, we supposed to search out who we are. I'm gonna give it to you, right? What you probably, right, need to know, right, and what you need to, what your spirit's actually searching out. Right, me in 2 Corinthians verse 22. I ain't gonna be, matter of fact, let's get Deuteronomy, right, 29 verse 1 and jump up after that. I'm about to show you, right, according to the Bible who we are. You know about the Deuteronomy, the story of Moses? A little bit. Right, Moses went to Pharaoh and said what? He said, let my people go. Jay. Right, why is a man telling another man to let his people go? Because they're in what? What you think? What you say? You human? Well, we are human, right? But because they're in bondage and slavery, right? The Israelites was in bondage and slavery to the Egyptians, right? So according to the Bible, I'm about to show you a curse that was written, right, to the Israelites. Right? I'm about to ask you, brother, do you fit this curse? Right? Let me study verse 15.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 15.
Bring it out.
And it reads, but it shall come to pass.
It says these things will happen. This is a prophecy. Why? You know what a prophecy is? Something that's written, right, and it will happen in the near future.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you don't listen to the words of the Heavenly Father, Right, read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
All this what?
All his commandments.
Observe and do all his commandments. Now you gotta put that, keep that in your pocket. Right? Don't forget that word commandments. Right, read.
All his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
Curse is a good thing or a bad thing, brother? Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? It's a bad thing, right? The Lord gave us blessings and curses, right? So this is a bad thing written to a nation of people. Are we?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Who's cursed in the city, Jay? You from the hood, what they call the trenches nowadays? Right? Who in the hood in the trenches? So-called black man, right? So-called black woman. And if you go to Mexico, right, the Hispanic man, right, our Native American man, they on reservations. Right, it's us that's in the ghettos, in the hoods, getting shot down in the streets, right, selling dope, right, to our brothers and our sisters, right, it's all manner of wickedness, right, read on. How old are you, King? 18? Okay.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Who was cursed in the fields, Jay? Who was picking that cotton? You seen the slave movies, huh? No, Jesus wasn't picking the cotton. No, it wasn't Jesus. Right, it was the so-called black man, so-called black woman. They was the ones that was picking the cotton. I know you're pretty young, so you probably don't know too much about the slavery days, slavery times. I don't think they teach in your school as much, right? But yeah, it was the so-called black man and the so-called black woman was the ones, right, that was picking that cotton. And the so-called Hispanic man, they was in slavery too, right? They got colonized, they got shipped off also, right, by a man named Roman Cortez, right? So just to give you a quick history lesson, right? So according to the Bible, right, that curse fits who? Right? Who fits that curse, Jay? I said, who fits that curse? Huh? Well, God the one that gave the curses. Right? A nation of people fits the curses, though. So-called black people, right? Hispanic people and Native American. They the ones that fit, right, the curse. Right? I said keep one word in your pocket, brother. Right? What was that word? Because we didn't keep God's word. Right? Yeah, the so-called black people didn't keep God's word. Start with the C. You don't know? Right? Where you from, King? Aruba? Well, okay, so it's a so-called Africa, the Yoruba tribe? Huh? The Caribbean? Caribbean? Hold on, say it again. What you think it's from? Oh, Aruba. I thought you said Europe. Okay, all praise to the Most High.
Yes,
so it's a
Benjamin.
Caribbean tribe. So according to the Bible, right, you will be a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin.
Right.
Right? So do you know anything about Paul? Right, well, I'm gonna let you go, King. So I'm gonna get Romans 11, verse 1 right quick. Right, I'm gonna get a curse for you. Right, I'm gonna let you go, King. I ain't gonna take up too much of your time. That's cool? I'll praise to the Most High.
Book of Romans chapter 11 verse 1.
Bring it out.
I say then, have God cast away his people.
Have what?
Have God cast away his people.
Have God cast away his people, King? Have God cast away his people? What y'all saying? Have God cast away his people? His chosen people, have they been cast away? No. Why, what you say, Jay? Have God cast away his people? No. So what you say? God have not cast away his chosen people, right? But the question is, who is his chosen people? It's us, that's right. Right, we are his chosen people, right? And what's that chosen people name?
Good question.
What's God's chosen people name? Do y'all know, Kings? What's God's chosen people names according to the Bible? Y'all don't know? Why come find out? It's right here, all right, right here.
It says, as God cast away his people, God forbid. For I also am an Israelite.
What?
For I
I also am an Israelite.
I also am an Israelite. Israelites, right? That's who God's people is. Israelites, not black or African American. And the reason why I brought this out, right? Because what did Paul say he was from?
For of the seed of Abraham,
Of the seed of Abraham,
of the tribe of Benjamin.
of the tribe of Benjamin, right? And that's the tribe that you come from, right? So if Paul was walking the earth today, they will call him, right, Israelite. Well, they'll call him, they'll label him a West Indian, right? But he'll actually be a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin.
Right.
Right, so does that make sense? Now I'm about to show you one more thing, right, brother, and I'm gonna let you go.
Deuteronomy 28:68.
Right, so when we figure that out, brother, as a nation of people, who are we? The brother just brought that out. We the who? We're not black, we're not African American, right? According to the Bible, who are we? He just said it. You forgot it already? We can't forget, brother. Right, we gotta lock this in. Right, we can't forget who we are according to the Bible, right? But I'm about to show you, right, who we are. Right, you too, sister. Right, this goes for you too.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
It says the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt. Egypt just means slavery. It's translated to the Paleo-Hebrew to Montezorian, right, which means stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like I said before, right, Moses with the Pharaoh said, "Let my people go, Jay." Right, because they're in slavery, they're in bondage. Right, how did right, the West Indies get over there, the West Indies, the Caribbeans? How did they get over there? By who? Right, so they didn't take a plane, because it wasn't planes, right, doing it, it was a boat. Right, they got over there, right, by boats. Right, the African, the transatlantic slave trade. Right, what you see right here, you probably can't see it, but it shows you right here how they got over there, right, to the Caribbean, so the West Indies. Right, so you got it, King.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
The Lord shall bring thee into slavery. You understand something? Right, the Israelites, right, this nation of people just left out the landmass of Egypt. They just left. Right, and this is a prophecy written from 1406 right to 1446 BCJ, right? So this was written long before these things transpired, right? So the Lord said, "I will bring you into Egypt, aka slavery, again." And you said, right, the West Indians got over there by the way of boats, aka ships, right? So let's read that from the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
The Lord shall bring thee into slavery
again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Don't some people fit that prophecy, brother? Don't you fit what that brother just read? And Moses was speaking to who? Huh? Well, God was speaking through Moses, but who was the audience, right, that Moses was speaking to? The people. What's the people's name? He did. One of them did just say it. Keep on reading.
29:1 in Deuteronomy. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
It says to make with the children of Israel. Making us not black, making us not African American, making us not 5%ers, making us not Muslims, right? Making us none of these terms. But according to the Bible, you will be a Hebrew Israelite, right, from the tribe, right, of Benjamin. Right, so brother, you get a fire, right? You got a fire? You get a fire. Right, so when you scan that, it'll lead you to diverse different videos where you can learn about who you are according to the Bible and understand more about who you are.
You got a question?
Understand your heritage. Right, but brother Jay, right, brother, you can't forget it, brother, that you're an Israelite. You can't forget, right, who and where you come from. Right, you come from kings, brother. You too, sister. Right, you descendant of princesses, according to the Bible. People that actually walk the earth. That's who we actually come from. Right, we don't come from Cardi B. Right, we don't come from Little Baby. Right, we don't come from Megan. That's not our culture. We have a God-given culture, right, written in the Bible.
Right, right.
Given to the people, well, only to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right, so y'all gotta understand that and come back home. Right, so I'm gonna leave both of y'all with this. Right, let me get the book. Right, of Matthew. Right, 19 verse 26.
Matthew 19 and verse 16. Behold, one came and said to him.
It says, behold, one came and said unto him,
Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
That's what's coming next. Everlasting life for the Israelites. Right, that's what's solely why you're approaching. Right, read, it's around the corner.
He said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is not good but one, that is God.
God.
But if thou wilt enter into life,
If Jay is that's your wife, your girl. So if Jay, your wife, I'll pray. So if Jay and his wife want everlasting life,
keep the commandments. Keep the commandments.
It says keep the commandments. So if y'all want everlasting life, right, and want to be at peace in the will amongst your brother and sister, right, of the Israelites, right, of our nation, you got to keep God's commandments.
Right, right.
Right, you can find that on their flyers. 613 laws, statutes, and commandments that we have to keep as a nation of people. All right, brother. So what's your nationality, King? Huh? Right, but that's what they believe. That's right. Right. So that's your nation. What's your tribe? What's your tribe? Let me get Philippians 3 verse 5. I got you. Sorry.
The book of Philippians, chapter 3, and verse number 5.
Bring it out.
And it reads thus: circumcised the 8th day of the stock of Israel.
Of the what?
Of the stock of Israel.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Of the what?
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Of the tribe of Benjamin. So brother Jay and sister, you probably are you from the same place? You from here? Or are you you'll be from the tribe of Judah. Right, you'll be from the tribe of Benjamin.
Nah, not you. Not you.
Right, you'll be from the tribe of not cool. It's cool. You'll be from the tribe of Edom. Right, so you got the Edomites, you have a Benjamite, and you have a Judite. Right, so that's your tribes. Right, so you be safe. Right, so you be safe, King Jay. You too, sister. Right, remember you a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin, brother. Alright, brother, you too. What's your nationality, King? What tribe?
Yeah.
Benjamin, brother. Benjamin, right here. Benjamin. Got a tattoo on you?
That's spiritual.
What did it say on
It's
you?
off. It's spiritual. I thought you said
Oh,
That's Benjamin Franklin.
Ben Franklin. Oh man.
Nah. What you say? Cause you trying to dissimilate Benjamin. Boy, you a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin.
Double to that which is.
Huh?
Says double to that which is.
Just double to that which is. Alright, brother, you be safe. Are you a Dolphin friend? You like the Dolphins? You think they probably gonna lose tonight? Right? You believe in God? What, tomorrow night? You believe in God? Right?
Kind of built like a dolphin.
That's right, he is kind of. Alright, so all praise to the Most High, right? So that's what we doing for, right? The Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, right? Trying to winner them back, right? We're not winner, right? Bring them back, right, to the words of the Lord, like the brother said, amen, it's power in the tongue, right? So I'm going to get back on that route, right? Going into, right, account, right, where you can actually uplift a nation of people, right, where they're in the spirit of fear, right? If you read the book of 1 Maccabees 12 in the third to last verse, right? In these accounts, right, first let me get Job, right? Can you give me Job, right? 8 verse 8, stop.
the book of Job, chapter 8, verse number 8.
Bring it out.
Reads: for inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
It says, inquire, I pray thee of the former age.
Right.
Right, and that's what we're going to have to do in the days to come. We got to have to remember the counts, right? Remember the things, right, written in the Bible, and remember the days of old. Right? Remember, right, the things, right, that outlived, right, our brothers. Right? Remember when Yahweh, when he was in temptation, what he do? Right? He was literally pulling things out the Old Testament.
Right.
Right? So we got to do the same things, right? Remember, right, the sword on the right-hand side, you know, the way, right, of getting exhortation is through the Holy Bible. Right, read?
For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself.
And what?
And
Prepare thyself to the search of their
To the
fathers.
search of their fathers. So let's see, right, what our fathers did, right? Let's get the book of Maccabees, right? The story of the Maccabees. Going into Jonathan, right, when he was took, right, when they was going to war, right, and they had no more kings, right? And somebody had to rise up in the stead of Jonathan, right, to be able, right, to relieve these spirits that was going to and fro, right? They was in fright. They didn't know what to do, right? And that's what's going to happen in the days to come. It's going to be the woman who's going to be scared, fearful, not knowing her left or her right. But you got to be that man to rise up and say, this is the way. Right, follow me. I'll show you how to get salvation. Right, and she see your confidence, right, in your boldness, right, and she understands for surely, right, that's a man of the Lord right there. Right, so let me follow this man's footsteps. Right, so let's see what Simon did, right, when, right, our nation, right, fell by the way of fear because they took Jonathan.
First Maccabees 12, verse 51.
Bring it out.
They therefore that followed upon them, perceiving that they were ready to fight for their lives, turned back again. Verse 50. But when they knew that Jonathan and they that were with him were taken and slain, they encouraged one another and went close together, prepared to fight.
And that's what's going to happen, right? The kings, right, really us, right, we going to get taken, right, by great numbers, like you take the book of 2 Esdras 5 verse 1, right? Your leader, right, the person you look up to, right, the person you follow, they might get took. It's going to be your turn to step up in the stead, right, read?
Verse 50. Verse 51. They therefore that followed upon them, perceiving that they were ready to fight,
But they were what?
they were
Ready to fight
for their lives, turned back again.
Right, they turn back. Some people may rise up and think they're ready to fight, but they turn back. Right? Because that spirit of fear, it overtakes them. Right? It weighs them down. Right? That spirit of faith leaves them. Right? That's why the Lord say, right, oh ye, why are you so fearful? Greatly paraphrasing. Right? So when you really ready to go, and plus in the book of Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter, it said men who had the spirit of fear, right, they can't even go to battle. Right? So read on, King.
Verse 52. Whereupon they all came into the land of Judea peaceable, and there were bewailed Jonathan and them that were with him, and they were sore afraid.
They were what?
They were sore afraid.
Fear.
Wherefore all Israel made great lamentation. Then all the heathen that were round about them sought to destroy them.
What?
Sought to destroy
That's
them.
what's going to happen. The nations, right, the floods of the ungodly man is going to come up against the children of Israel. Right, and they going to sought, right, to destroy us and destroy, right, the ways of righteousness, right, and uplift the ways of wickedness. Right, read?
Sought to destroy them, where it said they have no captain.
They have what?
They have no
They have
captive.
no leader. They have no man to follow. Right? They have no man to exhort them, right, and get them ready for battle. Right? Read?
Nor any to help them. Now, therefore, let us make war upon them, and take away their memorial from among men.
They want to destroy us. They want to destroy the things, right, that we was charged with from the beginning of time. The things the Lord gave unto us from the beginning of times, they always want to destroy these things, right? Look at the Babylonians, right? 586, right? 167 BC. Right? As many a times when these different men want to destroy, right, the ways of righteousness and destroy the holy temple, they understand, right, through that, that's how we reach to our God. Right? That's how we reach to our King. So when they destroy that, they understand that we're gonna be low and desolate. We're gonna have nothing, right, but the things of what they can bring forth, right? The things of the heathen. Right, read on.
First Maccabees 13. Now when Simon heard that Tryphon had gathered together a great host to invade the land of Judea and to destroy it, and saw that the people was in great trembling.
The what?
Great trembling.
It says the people was in great trembling. They're afraid. They're scared. Right? I mean, many people would. Right? They had no king. Right? And another nation of people is trying to come up against them to destroy them.
Right.
Right? So people will be scared. That's a frightening thing. Right, read?
Great trembling and fear, and went up to Jerusalem and gathered the people together.
And that's what he did. Right? Simon gathered, right, these people together. Right? He brought them one amongst each other. And what did he do?
He gave them exhortation.
He did what?
He gave them exhortation.
That's the point of what the brother was going into. Right? He gave them exhortation, the power in the tongue, the power of uplifting right spirits. And that's what's going to be our chief way, right, of getting through these troublous times. It's the power of the tongue, exhortation, being able to win over souls right through the words of life. Right? And that's what we got to perfect right in these last days, knowing this Bible right from the front to the back, and letting this be our guidance right to Yahweh Shah. Right?
And ye yourselves know what great things I and my brethren,
What did he say?
I
And my brethren
in my father's house have done for the lost.
Woo, and that's what he's doing. He's putting them on remembrance the things of what him and his brethren did. Right? The things they did before time. Right? That's why these accounts was given to, let me get Romans 15 verse 3. That's why these accounts was given to us for a reason. We just don't read the Bible to say we read today. You read this Bible to remember, apply, right, and use. Right? Which is actually a weapon. Right? And the white man knows that. Right? He understands the weapons that we have, and that's why he's going to try to ban it in the days to come. And kill off the prophets.
Romans chapter 15 verse number 4.
Bring it out.
It reads, for whatsoever things were written aforetime
Were written for our learning,
that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
And that's what we're going to have. That's the only thing we can have. The Lord said we are prisoners of hope. But what the hope come through? Right? Through comfort of the scriptures. right? Remembering the scriptures, remember the accounts, remember when our forefathers got delivered, right, from troublous times, right? That's literally, right, that's what's going to be a division and a separation, right, from the ones with fear and the ones with faith, right? Now read that. Right? I still want that. You got your fucking on you. If you get First Maccabees, right, 12 verse 9.
First Maccabees 12 and 9.
Bring it out.
Therefore, we also, howbeit, we...
Hey, big bro with the green shirt. Come here, King. You got 2 minutes for God. Give us 30 seconds. Come here right quick, King. You good? All right. What's your nationality? What's that be?
What's that?
What's that be?
What's up, man?
No, I'm talking about what you throw up.
Set.
Oh, okay.
You threw up the Baphomet.
Verse 9, therefore we also, albeit we need none of these things. We need none of these things.
We need none of these things. Right? We need none of the things, right, of what the white man gave to us. Right? Because that's your blessing. But that's what the Lord blessed unto you. We need none of your weapons. Right? We need none of your wisdom. Right? We don't even need you, right, to be able to survive in the days to come. What we need?
Or that we have the holy books.
The what?
The holy
The books
of the scriptures
Of the scriptures.
in our hand to comfort
And
us.
that's what we got.
The holy book of the scriptures, right, to come to us. Right? The holy book to be able, right, to lead us in righteousness, right, and be our guidance. Right? The holy book to be able, right, to let us know, right, where we erring. Right? And how we can build up a household and how we can build up a nation.